Hello crafters, I'm coming back to share a project I made over the last couple of days. I have been working on my very first altered project, and my husband purchased me some perfume last Christmas, and it came in a really neat little box. I'll show you the box upside down, but it came in a little box with a drawer, and I decided to keep it because I thought, you know what, I can do something with this, and I'm glad I saved it because I have a treasure box now. I'll show you what I did. Now this is my first one, so it's not perfect, but it's mine. I'm going to do one-handed here. So this is my very first project, and I made this box to keep all of my little handmade treasures in. I say handmade. All of my little roses that I've been dyeing with the spritzes and inks and the little clay flowers and, you know, just all the little things you play around with and you want to save it but you're not ready to use it yet. So now I have a place for it. My little treasure box. But anyway, so I want to just go through really quick what I did with it. Again, the box was just a plain box, and I covered it in some. Here, it's My Mind's Eye. It's a piece from the Abbey Road collection, and this is what the paper looked like before. Of course, I've got only this strip left, and it was My Mind's Eye, Abbey Road, and then it says Stamp Best Buddies. The other side was this horrid green color. I didn't really like it, but anyway, so I covered it. I covered all the sides and the back. I didn't do the bottom because I wanted to be able to show what it did look like before. I'll cover it in a little while. And inked up the edges and did a little spritzing. And then I took just some normal lace, and I used, let me show you what products I used. I used the Tim Holtz, the Distress Inks and Tumbled Glass, Wild Honey, and Walnut Stain. And then I also used the Distress Stain and Weathered Wood, which is what I used on the lace and a little bit on this one. And then I also used the Cream de Cocoa Glimmer Mist, and oh gosh, one of my new favorites is the Old Lace Glimmer Mist. I love this stuff. I spritz the heck out of these laces and roses with that too. And these two floral roses, they're little fabric flowers. I actually mixed some of the Weathered Wood, I think, and you know what, I might have mixed it with something else to get a more pure color. I think what we did was took the tumbled glass, and after I put it on the mat and spritzed it with a little water, that's what I did, and then I drug it through it, and it gave me a really pretty effect on the edges, and it deepened the color a little bit. And then let me show you these elements here. These are thickers. That one, sorry I'm making you dizzy, this one, and all of these letters, they're all thickers. And also the bird and the two hearts here, they're all thickers. And I painted them with, my daughter bought me a bottle of the Distress Crackle in Breast Pewter. She bought me this a couple of days ago for my birthday that's coming up this weekend. And I've never really played with the Breast Pewter, and I really wasn't expecting it to come out shiny. I don't know why, but I thought it was going to be like a gray. But I was actually pleased. It kind of looks like a metal in a way, but then I inked over it, to kind of get the ink into the cracks a little bit. And I think it kind of gave a pretty neat effect. And then I also took some of the Distress Crackle paint in Broken China, and that's what I used on the bird and these two hearts and that heart right here. And I did cover these two in glossy accents. Kind of gave it a neat look. And then just some old, actually not old lace. It looks like old lace now, but just some lace I purchased from Hobby Lobby. And then some pearls. They were Recollections pearls, just to give a little extra. And then these are just some of the little clay flowers that I was playing around with. And some ribbon. And this embellishment I made using the glassine, the Tim Holtz glassine paper. And what I did, I only had the envelopes, so I took the envelopes and I unfolded it. And you know what? They're very easy. The adhesive that they use on these, it's like a gummy. It doesn't stick. It sticks to the paper, but it's very easy to pull apart. It did not tear whatsoever. And so I took a piece and cut some little circles and different shapes and crinkled it and spritzed it and inked it, stacked them on top of each other, and then I used the Prima pebbles. And these were, I need my glasses. They're all musical related. They all have little music notes on them, which is this one here. And I know I'm not going to be able to get close enough for you to see it, but it's got little musical notes in the middle. I'll stuck that in the middle. And there's also another thicker underneath this one. You can see it right there that I also painted and played with. And then the only other thing on here, I'm not quite finished with it because I think it still needs a little bit more love, but you know what? When it hits me, I'll stick it on there. These here, I thought this was really neat. These buttons are actual antique buttons. And that one there has got this vine on it and this really pretty turquoisey color in the background. And then that's like a little aquamarine glass button. And just a little tan flower. And then this one is a glass butterfly. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see. Is this a butterfly or a bow? I can't tell. I need my glasses on. But anyway, I just kind of tied those to the ribbon there. And I wanted to show you, somebody had given me a whole bunch of antique buttons. And I've been saving them. And this is what, okay, so it does look like a, maybe it's a bow. This is another one of those glass beads, buttons on here. But look at some of these old buttons. These truly are antique buttons. And I've been saving them, not knowing if I'll ever use them, but I love looking at them. Look at this one. But they're very interesting. They're most of them are glass. Some of them are mother of pearl. Look at this. And I was really excited to be able to use them on this project. So I have a feeling that I'll probably wind up using some more of these whenever it hits me. And these pink ones here, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? But anyway, I wanted to share my first altered project with you. It's still a work in progress, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope I'll be able to come back and share some more with you. All right, guys, happy scrapping.